Hello and welcome to episode 9 of the PSDCast series. This is your commissioner and co-host of today's episode, Tim. Also here with Mike as my co-host. Welcome, Mike.
Best team in the league, baby. What's up, baby?
Best team in the league. And today during our PSDcast, we're going to be discussing mostly the AL West and how it has just been a complete arms race to the top here. If we go and look at the offseason center real quick, just to preface all of this chatting that we're about to do, Chicago, AL West, Kansas, AL West, Mini, AL West, Texas, AL West, Seattle, AL West, Angels, AL West, still getting positive WAR on positive WAR on a 94 win season. So it's gonna be a battle. So I'm gonna start and let the GMs who are here go ahead and give their opening statements. I'm gonna start with Bart.
Well, I'm here. I'm looking to end this curse that I apparently have in this league. Bring back most of my team from last year, which won 91 games, and it's some really solid pieces. Hopefully, getting me over the top this season.
Very nice, very nice. And then we have Nigel here.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Nigel. Glad to be here for my first appearance on this thing. Man, I'll say the number one kind of selling point for my team is it's exceptionally lucky. I think I was like +6 last year, so if we can continue that luck this year, I think we'll be looking good. But I think at the last count, I think I picked up like 12 WAR off season already, so pretty happy about that. And I think I have an offensive side of the ball, a nice young core here. I think the pitching is a little bit of a different story, but cautiously optimistic for the season coming up here.
He added so much WAR. Oh my goodness, man!
Yeah, he added some great players here. Just to do a quick little rundown: DeWitt Jones from Cincinnati, Dave Lambright from Cincy, Lauren Carson, who prospect, Darren Ross from Milwaukee, a good middle relief, Arturo Lopez. Ooh, what does he look like?
I'm pissed that he signed him. I was waiting for him to.
This guy was interesting. I feel like he was kind of a hidden gem. I hadn't even heard of him before, and I think I got him reasonable. He's $4 million this year. I think it averages like 9 because it's way backloaded. But I'm excited about this guy, and he has a great personality too, which counts in my book.
Yeah, the captain definitely helps. And then who else do you add? Let's see real quick. We'll just run down. And then Esteban Rodriguez, I'd probably say this is your biggest addition, right?
Yeah, I'm super pumped about him. I think he's just consistently, his OPS is consistently, OPS plus is like always, 125 or better. Hits for power. I think he's going to be a solid piece.
Yeah, seriously, I completely agree. All right, we're gonna go on to our next team here. We have Portland. John is our GM there.
Yeah, everybody's sleeping on Portland. That's fine. We had the best pitching in the American League last year, just saying. And I don't think everybody is going to fail to hit. Again, brought in Choi, best third baseman in the league, to replace Williams.
Hey, Mike, do you have anything to say about that?
What did he say? The best third baseman? He checked himself when he said best rotation. He was about to say best rotation in the league, but he said AL. So
I
shit on that.
I said best pitching staff in the American.
In the American League, he wasn't threatening you, Mike. He wasn't threatening you, Mike.
I heard what he said.
Because look at the numbers. First in
Yeah,
run average,
good.
first in starters, ERA, second in bullpen ERA, first in runs allowed, first in WAR, first in hits, opponent's average, second in BABIP.
Yeah,
first
hopefully
in home runs allowed.
Hopefully, Quang makes a difference.
This episode's not about
to hold up here.
But Choi is definitely the
so.
first. He's definitely the best third baseman in the league.
Yeah,
sure.
I was gonna say Morrow is like not bad, but like Quang is so much better, and he could play versus the lefty.
I just need somebody to play catcher.
Doesn't everybody? All right, you got anything else left? Anything else left you want to add?
No, we're good.
Jim Lamb on the block yet?
I floated something out there on the human cheat code, though, just if anybody would offer up on him.
Well, slide in when he is. All right. Our next team that we're going to be looking at is Seattle. Welcome, Spencer.
What's up, guys? So my kind of team building thesis basically says that any wins you add beyond like 92 or 93 are largely useless. I pretty much had that team last year. We were a 93 win Pythag team, but then we ended up only winning 82 games, which amounts to a minus 11. So we've made some moves to kind of shore up the edges, make sure that we're back in the playoff hunt. Yeah, we see plus 109 run differential.
Third highest run
2 games
differential in
over
the
500.
AL.
Missed the playoffs, and we weren't the first team out either, which is incredible. The ultimate point there is we've made some moves around the edges to shore things up, but it's largely the same team from last year, and I don't see any reason to change.
I didn't realize you got Dominic Bell. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Spencer. Nice.
Dominic Bell is a very nice addition. So that's a. I largely think you shouldn't be adding relievers unless you know you're going to be a playoff team. So that kind of tells you about my confidence level in the team for this year.
Yeah, and same here for me trading him.
Exactly. And you look at he's a side armor, he's slider dominant, and he's righty. Like he kills righties. Like it's insane.
He is prone to the lefty though, even with the higher
Fine.
stuff. But
it's fine because we have multiple good lefties at the back end of the bullpen.
True. Yeah. Anything else you want to say?
That's my kind of opening statement. Yeah, and of course we have Seti leading the way. Always got to throw that in there. One-time Cy Young Award winner. That's all I got to say on him.
We might make that a topic later of who will end up as the better starter over the course of their career, Seti versus Jim Lamb. I think that'd be an excellent conversation to have. But we're gonna keep on moving here with our opening statements. And last but not least at all, we have our Kansas City GM Will here.
Hello. I am going to go from worst to first this year. I have the number one farm system. I have a pitcher named Daryl Donaldson who's going to be crazy good.
But how does that get you from worst to first this year?
He's going to come up. No. But
is he ready? Is he ready? Come on.
No. But I've made a ton of acquisitions this offseason. I've gained 12.5 WAR, just like Nigel. I've got Jeff Holt coming back from injury. And I've made the upgrades I have made were huge because the dudes I replaced absolutely sucked. I had the worst locker room by far. My team was feuding the whole year. Now I have 3 captains on my team. So that should help a lot. And the player I'm most excited about that I acquired is Stephen Hawking because he's someone that's going to fit into my ballpark very well.
He's still boosting, too.
Yup.
Look at that contact power eye. Yeah. I thought he was going to be dead by now.
Yeah, you put him in a corner, too. He's going to give you that nice defense.
Exactly. So I got a Gold Glover in left and a really good center fielder defensively and a great right fielder defensively. Great outfield, average infield. I got an underrated third baseman in Pugh. I think that's how you say his name. 4-win player. And I got Walt Fletcher in the offseason as well. He's a decent second baseman. Only struggle really is first.
Center field. I know you talked about it, but he can't hit Artie.
You don't like Artie.
We'll talk about it later, but
nobody likes Artie.
Defense. 90 range.
Look at this.
I think he's Iron Man.
Like, come on. I don't know.
So he's not gonna get hurt.
But he can't hit.
He's not gonna get hurt. He's gonna hurt your team.
He can field.
He is an Iron Man. He's not going anywhere.
And pitching staff, I got a good bullpen. And you always love to see a good bullpen. Last time I had one, we made the playoffs.
Wow, dude, that's tough.
Roviva
Rip
is a tough one.
Rip Roviva.
You have 2 former Cardinals on the team, and they're both declining. That sucks.
Declining
That's
hard.
why I'm never trading with you again.
Mike's a hack.
Don't do that to me.
Watch out, David Martinez coming for that reliever of the year.
Dude, he looks like Jim Evans back in the day, honestly, but Evans was a lefty. You're just good at producing relievers.
I know. I got the pipeline.
Damn. All right. So I think my first question I wanna start off with is in the division. What do you think was your most, not your most important move? What was the most important move overall? Like what's shaking the table here? Any moves that move you in a particular direction or move a team in a particular direction?
I lean towards Choi as being the biggest one.
The
if
biggest
we're
acquisition?
going across the whole division. Yeah, I mean,
It's
just
gotta be-
that's if you think that that's adding 3 wins maybe to that team, and you look at where Portland probably should have been last season based on their run differential, that basically moves them from like a wild card team to a virtual lock for at least a wild card spot and contending for the division.
-9 Pythag. That killed me
Exactly.
last
Yeah,
offense.
exactly.
It killed everybody.
I thought it was a weird thing last year, but I mean, Choi is a guy that I look at as being like actually having a ton of value, but we're like added win means more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is he
I'm
gonna
hoping-
play against lefties?
Oh yeah, he hit okay versus lefties. Here's the difference: it's like neither him nor Williams. Troy doesn't hit lefty great, but like Williams, outside of his near MVP year, doesn't hit them at all. When I lost his lefty caddy there in Raul Gutierrez, he was killing me. Williams was killing me versus lefty, and then his defense went into crapper too. So I'm figuring it'll be a.
So Troy against lefties in his career, I'm looking at it right now, is his average of 254, on base 284, OPS plus 95. I mean, he's terrible. He's not good against lefty. He's a platoon guy. He's what Morrow is. He's a better Morrow. And I think in order to like win the division in this league, you're gonna need to platoon him with a guy that can face left-handed pitchers better than what he does.
Wait, so okay, I have a question for you guys, real quick.
The last 2 years, he's been 111 OPS plus and 140 OPS plus lefty. So I'm crossing my fingers on the trend.
He doesn't start any of those games.
Can I ask you guys a
He
question
started-
real quick? So based off of statistics, Brad Williams versus Kwang Sik Choi throughout their MLB career, right? Kwang has an extra 400 games or so. But if you look at their actual stats, Williams producing the higher average, higher on base percentage, with Kwang just slugging a little bit more. Is it a worthy swap to give up Williams, or not give up Williams, but let Williams go and then pay the premium for Kwang? I mean, I guess you really didn't pay the premium because it's his last year, but I mean, they seem pretty similar over the course of their career.
Yeah, I mean, Williams wanted more money, at least on his initial extension. And like I said, at least I was hoping Choi's reversing the trend, hitting occasionally against lefties. Maybe he's improving, I don't know. But still, difference will be, even though he's not super duper at defense, he's still better than Brad Williams has been. Because Brad Williams has been very bad. He's been like negative, what was he, -6, -7, something like that on defense.
Okay, hold on. I have PSD breaking news straight from the mouth of a GM. Oakland, and it does pertain to Right Now's podcast or PSDcast. Oakland has acquired. 1 second here. Hold on, I'm pulling up the trade. Oakland has acquired Chip Moon and Artie Moore from Vegas.
Oh shit!
Lord.
So he
There's
said
your move.
he can't join in on the PSDcast today, but he did want to make his impact. With Vegas
Oh
acquiring
my
Chip
God.
Moon and Artie from Vegas. What do we think here?
And I was
Alright, now you just have the
hard. I
biggest
really
move.
wanted him.
I think I still have the better bullpen.
He just acquired 280 overalls. Yeah, that's
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Okay, so hold on. We should look at this real quick. So
He said he was getting back to me about Jamal too, and just
yeah, I guess
never bothered.
Oakland did need to shore up their staff here. It's not looking. Not all that great, but Chip Moon and Artie Moore are 100% going to help this team.
Do you think
Well,
Artie
they
Moore
help
goes
any
into
team.
the staff?
What do you say?
You think Artie Moore can be a starter?
No,
Hell no.
Neither of them. But those are two stalwarts on the back of your bullpen. I mean, I don't know. I think both of them are fantastic.
Extensions are reasonable too. Two of them are like 3 for 7.5 player
Oh yeah,
options on the last year.
Moore's at $7 million a year. Maybe that's because he didn't save last year, and it kind of gave him that little bit of extra bump. And what's Chip at? Hold on, let's see.
This is basically the same.
Yeah, so I mean, $14 million a year for two bona fide stud relievers is pretty fantastic. I don't know what he gave up now, but it definitely solidifies the bullpen for him, especially in a market where bullpen I think it's not rare, it's just not as much as you'd hope.
I almost convinced him to give me Moore instead of Price in one of our trades. Price is no slouch himself, but Moore would have been a little nicer to have in my bullpen.
And I had to get Cochran instead of Moore as well.
While we're talking about trades, I would like to throw in the Prince Hernandez trade as potential biggest trade for the division.
Clarence,
The thing, have any major relievers moved to a division other than the AL West this offseason? Like,
No.
every single reliever that has been moved
It's an
has been
absolute
to this
arms race
division.
right now.
It is
Absolute arms race.
completely an arms race.
It really is.
Yeah, Clarence Hernandez here, 68 overall, righty, fastball slider change. It seems like the trade has been posted. Let's see what he got real quick. Got a first rounder, a second rounder in 2059. Chris Rutledge and Luis Nava. Let's see who he sent real quick, and then we'll go back to Hernandez just so we can get away from the. So it's 63. And then Nava. Let's see, Luis Nava.
Nothing really. Like, what the hell?
I mean,
man, I could have. Oh,
yeah,
no.
I don't know about that return. I feel like he probably could have gotten more.
100% retention too, man.
But
You got a
really?
free move.
Wow. Oh, just
Percent retention just for the season.
okay. Interesting though. Yeah, it's still 14, or maybe not 4. I don't know how much they're making currently, but
Nava looks about as safe as you can get for a pitching prospect.
true though.
Means anything.
I don't know. I don't really like either of them with them featuring their curveball as their main pitch on the right-hander. But you know my feelings on that, so
We've talked about this before. We don't
exactly.
Need to get into
We don't need to. Yeah. What do you guys think? What are we? Good, bad for Vegas. Good, bad for Oakland. What are we looking at?
Good for
Oakland.
Oakland.
For Oakland.
You can't say it's bad for Oakland, can you?
I mean,
They got-
he's upgrading the 10th best bullpen in the league. I mean, with 280 overalls, that's going to give him at least, I don't know. I feel like it might bump him up a few spots more.
That'll probably get him in the top 5.
I think he has more work to do, though, for sure. You'd think, right? I mean, just looking at it, it kind of didn't look. I mean, you compare this to Bart, right? He's rolling with an 80, 80, 77, 61 as his top 4. I mean, I guess Bart is kind of similar in that aspect. 70, 70, 69, 62, 57. So you guys actually are probably pretty close. I'm going to kind of go through them here. Minnesota, let's see where you're at. Nigel.
Not great.
Yeah, we need to improve a little bit there, I think.
Yeah, my pitching staff strategy has always been, aim for the 50s and 60s and never overspend on the super primo guys. But it seems like I kind of always underperform as a result.
I mean, yeah, 14th overall in the AL. That might be tough. It might be tough to contain this year. I think there's going to be a lot of contenders. So let's look into Seattle real quick. Let's see where they're at. And 80, 72, 66, 61. So also right in that similar viewpoint. Who else we got? Kansas City.
You skipped. We got an 80 and 270s in there.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Jaco's hurt now, but he'll be back for the season.
One sec. I'll go back after this.
No, you don't need to go back. Just
Okay.
throwing that in there.
Rest even more.
Hey, Will, you're lagging, buddy. Yeah, he's got an 80, a 69, 65, 61. Oh, no, you sound better. What were you saying?
Flint just
Yeah.
falling off the face
of the earth. Youch. Went from an 80 to a 61. Oh, my goodness. What happened?
He's wrecked. Sucks.
I'm
He has
getting
2 major injuries.
The contract situation with Fulham.
Yeah, that is rough. That's real rough. So similar, let's check out Portland real quick. Just kind of go through all of like the bullpens and just check them out.
And I'll say this: I have Chris Williams, rookie, coming up 72 out of 80 as well.
I would actually say that Portland might have the best bullpen out of all of you guys here. I don't know if I missed anybody. I think
Chris Williams is projected for 139 stuff, man. Where do you get these pitchers from? Oh, my God.
Man,
Newman has 166.
Still,
highest stuff in the league.
Yeah,
Stuff
man,
isn't
that's
everything.
ridiculous. But still, like
Gives
that's what
up
his
4.1 hits per 9.
Now that
And
is impressive.
And I'll tell you, I was looking at him, and I said, holy crap, I had a guy one guy went from a 67 to an 80 pot.
This
There's
is
another guy. Where is he?
That 22-year-old that you were mentioning, Chris Williams, right here.
Yeah.
Why is he not in the majors?
That's not the. Yeah, he's going. He was hurt.
He's also looked like he's gained a lot over the past.
Yeah, he just started boosting.
Yeah, he went from 108 stuff. 50, yeah, I don't know. He probably wouldn't have been a good. Yeah, Zed has a good relief staff. You know, He wouldn't have made it last year, I'd think, but he's definitely ready now. You know.
Yep. There's another guy. I have like 3 80s and a couple 7 in the pipeline, and I'm trying to find the other one from like a 50 something to an 80 something over the last year. And I can't find the guy.
It was you drafted Jason Adams, and he started on your team as a 43 potential, and he's up to a 77. This guy, fastball slider combo, low control though, but just depends.
And Wilson Roman went from a 67 to an 80, but yeah, not great work at all.
Yeah.
Like I just saw the guy, and now I can't find him. Oh well. Come to me later.
Yeah, so I definitely have to say that Zed probably has the best bullpen in the AL right now. But I also think that by far, there's probably some more, not probably. There is definitely more time for you guys to improve, those bullpens.
Exactly.
We're only in January.
People I get don't die.
Yeah, just hope nobody dies.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, Thomas Moya went from 57 February of 58. Now he's a 73. Jumped 13 points in control, 10 points in stuff.
What cheat code did you use?
Yeah, the Chris cheat code.
Well, I tell you what,
Tim, what's he paying you?
I went starting, 4th round, 5th round, 6th round. I look at guys who are starters who have like one bad pitch. So the Stats Plus flags them as starters, but it flags them artificially low.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll pick up those guys and just convert them. That's how I got Valdez, although he was
Why
kind
do
of
you
high.
steal my strategies?
I'm pretty sure
I think
most teams in the league do that, though, in reality. I do, too, also. I don't know. I feel like it's pretty common practice.
Yeah, Jim Lamb was a 7. I picked him up as a reliever, and just all of a sudden one season he said, I think I'm going to throw a slider. Added it as a closer, and then it just kept going up. So
gotta love when that happens.
Yeah,
okay,
every once in a while.
So here's what I want to do. Okay, I want to have everybody predict what they think the AL is going to look like at the end of next year. Okay, this is going to be wild cards plus divisional winners. So one each from the division, and then wild card seeds 1 through 4. It has to be seeds. No, how do you say it? Has to be seeds. It can't be non. don't know how you say it, but yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm setting up I'm gonna make a spreadsheet so you guys are recorded on this too.
Oh
All
boy.
right.
Like
Okay.
that.
boy.
So we'll start with the top. Bart, what do you think? Who in the and we're just talking AL, no NL here, just pure AL, and realistically, AL East selection, and then do what you got to do. But Bart, what you think?
Putting me on the spot here. Well, I think Havana probably gets the number one overall seed just because they don't have. I mean, the AL East could be good, but I don't think it's going to be nearly as competitive or as much of a grind as the West will be.
Right.
I think that's going to allow him to win a few more games. I'm going to put myself at number 2.
As the West winner?
Yes, as the West winner.
Okay. Got to have some
I'm also
confidence in
number 2
yourself.
overall. And then after me, I think I'm going to say Oakland.
Really?
I'm thinking he'll find a way to add another piece or two to his bullpen. I mean,
His
he had a
offense
solid
is
season
pretty
last
insane
year.
if we want to look at that real quick.
He has some mashers.
Herrera's I didn't even realize Herrera is the best player by overall at least, best player on his team, and like probably the least name or I guess he's extremely popular, but least name notable out of all of them. He's got Aspin, who has pretty good name
Arline's
notoriety.
sick.
Arline, Sandoval is crazy. Yeah,
He's gonna have to put it together. Sandoval gonna have to have that breakout season. Man.
Yeah, he
Oh,
really
no.
should have popped off by now. I think
That's not bad for being a primary DH. That's what he played last
He
year.
is a
Like being
DH. That's right.
a 3.5 or 4 win players at DH is like
Also-
a pretty tall task.
Also, you have to consider it is a pretty pitcher-friendly park.
Too.
So
yeah, true.
So,
Very
I
pitcher
think
friendly.
that-
I think Arline works there too. That's why he
Yeah.
works.
well, that's part of the reason I'm picking them for the first wild card is because sure he still needs a little pitching, but I think he'll be able to get away with not like amazing pitching to fill in what he needs.
Right.
He
who's your-
wo-
Oh wait, what were
Keep
you
going.
say?
It doesn't matter. Keep going, Barb.
No, I was done. I'm trying to think of my next team. Let's see. This is tough. I gotta look and see at some of these because I haven't followed everyone else quite as close outside of this division.
All right,
this
so
offseason.
here's what I'll do. I'll kind of bounce around. I'll let other guys start answering, and you can kind of keep working in the background. Okay. Spencer, who do you think is going to win the East?
It's got to be Havana. Like, there's really no reason to pick anyone else at this point. Like, just dominant top to bottom, deepest farm system to dip into if they want to. Like, there's no reason to pick anyone else.
Yeah.
Um,
Wait, hold on.
No.
So I'm gonna kind of just go with the East real quick. Nigel, who do you think is going to win the East? You there?
Nigel.
Hear me? Sorry, I was stuck on mute.
Are you okay? Who do you think
I
wins the
think
East?
I think for the purposes of argument, I'll go with Boston. I like them this year.
Whoa.
Okay.
present
okay.
your argument.
I think the only big move they made, they picked up Condon, I believe, which I think will be real nice for them. And I think I'm gonna say they made a pretty big jump last year. So I don't know. I mean, they only finished, I think, 5 games behind the division leader. So I'll go with Boston.
Condon is also 36 though.
Yeah, but he's like
Yeah,
the best position player on that team by a pretty decent margin.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And he's gonna play third. Camacho will probably play shortstop still. So, I don't know. I like the
Skill
deal.
set age as well. His skill set age as well too.
Yeah,
Condon's.
like his contact is dropping like slow and steady, more or less, but not at a very like startling rate, I guess.
You never know when that could happen though.
Could just happen to with Will with Flint,
Yep.
John, what do you think? Who wins the AL East?
Tell you, Havana, but here's why. The closest guys to him played at +5 and +6 Pythag. and they were still 2-5 games behind him, and he was -8. He was -8. He should have been right. So if they played the average, he should have been like 13 double digit in first. 281 run differential. 281. I mean, Vegas has 191, but other than that, that's more than twice as much as anybody else outside of
True.
run differential.
I did not realize he was that dominant last year. Holy crap.
Yeah.
True, true.
Overpowering.
Yeah, it definitely is. Will, who do you think wins the East?
I'm gonna go with Havana. Their offense is just too nice. They're really deep. I think Baltimore's on the downswing now, and Boston kind of had a fluky year.
Okay. All right, Bart, we're going to come back to you.
Okay.
What are you thinking on those last 3 wild cards? We have Oakland in that first spot.
I think the number 2 wild card will be Baltimore.
Baltimore, okay.
I think they have a pretty solid team together still. They're playing in the East, so I think that'll allow them to get a few more wins than what the true team ability may be. I mean, with Detroit and New York in that division, that's a few extra wins right there. But then third, I believe that Minnesota will be third.
Okay.
The wild card. And then I'm going to take Portland fourth.
Portland fourth. So Spencer, do you think you should be left out of this ranking here, or not? Bart, I guess Bart's prediction.
He left me out. Yeah. No, I mean it's just look at every underlying number in the book, and this team is to win 95 games next year. If you're off by,
you should make a bet with somebody on that.
I don't bet. Even if you're off by like 5 or 6 games there, though, like that's still a playoff team. So you also have to consider.
You don't gamble at all?
I do. I bet on a lot of football. I'm good. I am very fiscally responsible, and so I will keep my.
Yeah, I get it. You're not a degenerate. I get it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a degenerate in real life. Don't get me wrong, but
he just don't got confidence in his team.
He's a degenerate.
Sure.
He's a degenerate where it matters most.
Exactly. Okay, Spencer, who wins the West?
All right, I will say this right now: all 4 wildcard teams will.
Wait, all 4 what?
Wildcard teams will come from the West.
All 4. Okay.
Lord.
See, I thought
it may be hard to work out just because we play each other so much. So maybe that's a bad bet. Even if I think the 5 best teams all come from the West, I don't know. I'll say the order of the West is going to be Chicago, Seattle, Portland, LA, Oakland, the city, and then Texas.
You said Chicago, Seattle, Portland, LA. Who was the 5th team?
Me. No, Oakland, then Minnie.
Oakland and then Min. Okay, yeah. So I'm just looking for the division winner plus the wild card. So I have the division winner as the White Sox, and then Seattle, Portland, LA, and Oak in that order as your 1 through 4 wild cards.
I'm willing to admit the White Sox have added more than I have, but I didn't give up an 80 potential starter to do so. So
I'm still very upset about that.
Let's get negative.
I'm way more confident in how many wins Seattle will have than Chicago 5 years down the line.
Hey, I'm not.
I'll throw that out there. And I know, Bart, you're going all in, and I respect that. Just want to throw that out there that 5 years down the line, we're going to be in the playoffs, and Chicago won't be.
Hey, you don't know that.
Oh, come on, baby, come on.
Stranger things have happened. I won 110 games, rebuilt, and was in the playoffs 3 years later. So.
So went from 110 to 55 in a year, something like that.
What?
Did you go from 110 to 44 in a year?
Yep.
It's insane.
And 2 years after the 44, I was in the playoffs.
Like I said, I think Chicago's added too much.
I mean, Bart, you did just take on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a 7-year rebuild just 7 years ago. So I mean, you're only
Yeah,
on
that
like
was in part because of a poor seller's market.
oh,
That is
blame
true.
the market, blame the market.
Oh, I will. I had great pieces and no one ever wanted them. I tried for 2 years to sell some of those guys and no one even was interested a little.
I got to say this: when I was contemplating maybe moving Lamb, you did make me blink.
That's what I do.
All right, so Nigel, you there?
Yep.
Okay, what do we think? So you have Boston winning the East. Does Havana make the playoffs, or does
Yeah. I think they do. I think that those two teams kind of run away with the East. So Boston wins it. Havana is right behind them as the number one wild card.
okay? So who do you think wins the West?
I think in the West, I have to go with Bart. Got to go with Chicago to go number one in the West.
All right, and then your wild cards 2 through 4.
2 through 4, I'm gonna go with go with Seattle. Um, Go with Seattle number 2. Then let's do man Oakland and then me.
Oakland and the Minnesota. I like that. Okay,
Wait, is he saying Havana's the number one wild
the
card team?
number one wild card. Yeah.
Okay.
Here I'll put this. Let me see if this will show up for you guys. Can you guys see this real quick?
Yeah.
The actual PSDcast screen can't see this, but you guys can. I'll show it after too. But this is what your predictions look like so far.
Okay.
So John, what do you
Yep.
what do you think? Who's gonna win the West?
I'll win the West.
Ooh.
You didn't even stop to think.
According to Pythag, I was a 92-win team. I brought on Troy.
Well,
Yeah,
I
no,
have an argument for that. I was also a 92-win team, but I've added more than you have.
You might have added, but I'd like to see, you can add more, but if you're starting from a lower point, I don't know where the respective wars are. No, I think it's best pitching staff in the American League. So I'm going to be bold and say, yeah, why not? Because I should have competed for the division last year, and Los Angeles, who won it, was an 87 win team.
Yeah, with a staff like that, you should 100% be competing.
So why not? I'll be bold and predict myself. Why not? I gotta be confident.
So we have yourself, and then wild cards 1 through 4.
Gotta be Chicago.
Okay, CWS number 1.
Gotta be Seattle after that.
Okay, Seattle.
And let's see, I'm gonna say Baltimore.
Baltimore.
No,
Okay.
It's like I really, really want to put Oakland in there. I don't know if I can.
What would make you hesitate on Oakland?
Because my gut says, based on the way he runs his team, that Montreal could sneak in as a wild.
Right. I was kind of thinking the same thing here, that nobody here has selected Montreal, which is extremely interesting to me.
I'm going to put him in as the last wild card.
Montreal?
My gut says he runs the team good.
Montreal or Oakland? Which one? I'm sorry.
I'll put Montreal in as the last wild card.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I mean, but he also has not done anything this offseason either. So, I mean, unless... Yeah, I don't think he has. I don't remember any. I don't recall anything big. So, unless he thinks like the East being bad is going to help him that much, I just don't know. He still has to face off against you guys, I don't know.
Yeah.
And, all right, Will. Last but not least, who do you think wins the West?
All right, I got the same idea as Spencer has, that all 4 wildcard teams are going to be from the West. I have Seattle winning the West.
Okay.
First wild card, I got to go with Chicago. They're a really strong team. Can't argue with that. Second wild card, LA. They're always good. They'll manage to find a way in the playoffs. Number 3, I might go with Oakland because they're gonna be good. I mean, that bullpen's gonna be sick. And number 4, I'm gonna have to go with myself because I gotta be in the playoffs somewhere.
Nice, very nice. I like it. Yeah. So
Will I
this,
have a question? Will I have a question real quick? What is 70 plus 13?
83. And how many wins do you think Jeff Holt will add, who played 0 games last year?
Gotta stay
You
healthy.
also have to consider that like the war you added is replacing positive war. I respect the confidence. I think you're still a couple years away. That's all I'm going to say.
I'd have to agree there.
especially with Tobias dying, does not help your case in the
Yeah,
slightest.
that was shitty.
You're welcome.
I'm not done yet, though.
Do you guys like these type of players? The fastball splitter?
No.
Don't want to like them, but I've had like a couple instances where they've seemed better than I expected them to. Like above their ratings, but it's more just like I expect them to be shitty, and then they're not that shitty.
Yeah. I mean, because basically that's a pure fastball guy. Because all the splitter is a type of fastball. You know?
I think a splitter
So-
counts as a changeup. Could
Does
be
it?
wrong.
I don't know how they count it in this game,
No, I think it counts as a fastball.
but having thrown it, it's same arm angle, same arm speed. It's just a matter of finger placement and pressure on the ball. 'Cause you should throw a splitter and a forkball, and it's different how you grip it, and in the break.
MLB.com
So, yeah.
says a splitter is only slightly faster than a changeup, just for the record. I don't know how it works in this game.
Well, that also depends on
I
who's
know.
throwing it.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
All right, very nice, very nice. I'm going to take us on to our next topic, which is.
Oh yeah, Tim, how do you feel about the AL West?
Oh, you want my opinion here? Don't do this to me.
Sure.
Yeah, I say give it to us
Give it to you. Oh,
right here on the spot.
okay. I was trying to be opinionless today, but here I am. So I think Baltimore wins the East. They've been my card these past 2 years. I don't know if I selected them in 2057 to win the World Series. I think maybe I did, and then they lost. So I actually they won the ALCS. So I got to stick with them. They're my little diamond in the rough right now. So Baltimore in the East. Let's see. I think. God, it's just so tough because you guys have all added so much, and I do think that there's more to be added. I like what the Angels have done this offseason a lot, even if it is like minimal amounts. He really hasn't like added the most, but he's kind of like reconstructed his team more or less. Probably Chicago number 1. Let me write this down real quick for myself. Chicago. I selected Baltimore for the East. Wild card 1 is probably gonna be LAA, the Angels. Actually, sorry, Havana, and then LA. So yeah, Baltimore winning the East, Chicago in the West, Havana, LA. This is where it gets tough. I'm gonna say Seattle at 3, and probably Oakland. See, it pains me to kick out the Red Sox because they're like their staff. This is what the Phillies could have been right here too. Derek Gray.
The Phillies would have been a playoff team last year if they kept those dudes.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, I get the impact of Kobayashi and Estrada, who he was wrong on, but I mean, Kobayashi's cool, but again, trading both of these guys in the same. We've talked about this. Not, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not that great. But again, I think that he has a really strong staff. He's one of those guys. I'm gonna probably have to say Boston is my last team. I can't do an all. It wouldn't be all West because I think, and honestly, the strength of schedule in the East is gonna be so much easier. Like how our schedule works in PSD is you play like 17, I think, against each of your divisionals, and then it's like maybe 6 or 7 outside of the division. So, in a realistic sense, like Boston and Havana are gonna have New York Yankees, Detroit, maybe Cleveland being bad, and then Toronto just playing like the mid game, and Montreal being Montreal. And you guys don't have that in the West, like that kind of.
We have the Rangers.
But the Rangers aren't going to lose a lot of games. That's the thing. Like they won 70 last year. It's not like they're a pushover like the Tigers or the Yankees. And
I
even
bet they
even
win.
Cleveland lost more games last year. You know, I mean, it's Cleveland did not improve marginally either. So, or I don't think he's trying to
Texas was
improve.
what, +7?
Texas
I
wins
think.
less than 65 this season.
He probably does just because of the strength of the division. That's the only reason why he would lose games. Like, if you put him into the NL West, he probably wins 80 games realistically. Like, because of how bad. No, seriously, think about it. Vegas is going to be bad. I'm going to be bad. San Diego is San Diego. Arizona's bad. I mean, we're probably the easiest division in the league.
Colorado's better than Texas.
Half the teams in the AL West could win the NL West.
I mean, AL West is going to be just a fucking shit show, like bloodbath.
Half the teams in the AL West could win the NL West, and the rest would finish second.
Yeah, so I agree there. So I'm gonna have to go with Boston as my last pick.
I'm gonna be pissed that you said that.
What? That half of the teams in the AL West could win the NL West.
NL West.
I mean, realistically,
Mike would be pissed I said that, but he can kiss my ass.
Mike still has more improvement to go too. So, anyways, this is not a podcast about the NL. This is a PSDcast about the AL West. Primarily. Does anyone? So I'm gonna kind of open up the table here. I'm gonna let anybody make any type of public comment they want to make. Whether it be banter, whether it be shit talk, whether it be like, oh, hey, check out this player, he's awesome, like I want to trade him. Who does anyone want to start?
I still want to trade for Dan Gross on the Yankees.
Wait, hold on. Will, we'll start with you. Say that one more time.
I still want to trade for Dan Gross on the Yankees.
Dan Gross.
I just want the Yankees to respond to my DMs.
Oh,
I'm gonna talk about him every time. I traded him to Colorado too.
Really?
So he started as a Royal.
Drafted him? Oh no, he was drafted by the Mariners.
And
what?
Yeah, he's drafted by 2045 and 11th rounder.
I traded Dan Gross for R.J. Young.
Oh yeah, I remember that. One of R.J. Young's.
That was a horrible trade because Pat Moore was crazy.
Oh, Pat Moore. He's a free agent. You should go get him.
No. I got first baseman for days.
First base for days. All right. Who else wants to make a comment?
Another player that has moved to the AL West that we need to talk about is Esteban Rodriguez, because that dude fucking mashes.
Yeah, that's true.
Against both hands of pitchers, which is way too rare for first baseman league.
Yeah, he's a righty, and he's almost better versus the righty. Very, very close, or very even splits.
I'm super pumped about him, and he has fantastic first base defense for what that's worth. So I think he can. He's really kind of the complete package. Other than the speed, I think he can do everything.
He's awesome.
Who did you have last year?
Last year I had Dan Charles, who's no longer on my team. He had one decent year and then kind of fell off the.
Oh yeah, dude, that is one upgrade right there.
Awful. Yeah.
Oh, that definitely helped your team's war.
Clearly an upgrade. Yeah.
Rodriguez and Dorn is a damn good first base DH pairing, though. Talking about like the two positions where you have a guy that needs to rake.
I think we'll hit a lot of home runs next year between these two and some of the other guys in the lineup. It'll be nice.
And they're both super even against both sides of the plate, which helps. You don't have to worry about platooning them at all.
Oh, absolutely. And I've always had so many lefties in my lineup, so I think just getting another righty helps balance it out a little bit, because I've had a number of years where I've had 5 or 6 lefties in my lineup, so I think it'll help to get a righty.
Yeah, very nice. All right. Any more? What other comments do we have? Anybody trying to call someone out, make a bet?
Do we want to do Seti versus Lamb?
Yeah, Seti versus Lamb. Let's do that real quick. It's a good piece.
By the way, I did the average seasonal WAR calculation, and said he averages about 5.9 per year, and Lamb is 5. They're so close.
Does
The
that
only
include,
reason,
does that include Seti's season where he only threw 80 innings because he was like called up in late July?
yeah, but I included Lamb's too, where he only had whatever it was, WAR or something. So
This was their season last year.
Are we just talking about last season?
Well, no, I'm kind of just looking at last season, and I'm going to go into the career here, and we'll just see who's been better so far. Anything in particular
Seti,
we're looking
yes.
at here?
No question.
Lamb on the left, Seti on the right. Both left-handed pitchers.
Wait, where's the screen though? I can't.
I would like to point out my first argument I would like to present is that we're looking at the comparisons right now, and Lewis Thorpe shows up on Seti's comparable players.
Wait.
There's a lot of
Did
good
you-
pitchers on this list.
Did you share the screen though?
Yeah, it's on Discord.
I don't see it.
Well, it is, so. I think everybody else is on it, so.
Oh, wait a second. Do I gotta click on you then?
It might be you have to click my name and then join stream.
Okay, no, watch stream. Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, just looking at his their single seasons. What were you saying, Spencer?
I mean, just like obviously Lamb had the better year last year. I don't think there's any argument to really make about that. So we should probably look at this as more of a holistic look at that where their careers are going to go.
Right.
And obviously, like Seti, like more of that is set in stone. Lamb is younger, like 3 years younger. But Lewis Thorpe showing up on that comparable players list says all you can say about how good this guy is.
I mean, there's a lot of good players on that list. Jimenez.
Thorpe.
Well, do you not know about Lewis Thorpe?
Heard of
Ooh.
Lewis
Oh my
Thorpe.
God. Greatest pitcher in the history of PSD.
Yeah, easy, and not even close to like
Jesus.
any margin.
7 Cy Youngs, 2 MVPs,
Yeah, he was good.
only 195 wins though.
Yeah, he only
Wow,
pitched for 12 years.
Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight years, 300 plus strikeouts.
Yeah, he was good.
Wow.
Yeah, he was 8-time pitcher of the month, 7-time pitcher of the year, 2-time MVP. He won MVPs. He was like that good.
Seti.
And he was like the Pippin of PSD. He only made 147 million over the course of his career, over 12
Yeah,
years.
because that was
He
before
died
we had
early.
6-year. He died early, and that was before we had like 6-year maximum lengths. So he signed like a 10-year deal or something like that. Basically
Yeah.
wrote that out and died at the end of it and never got picked up again.
Yeah, and his main pitches back in the day were fastball, sinker, cutter, curve, change on a lefty, which is pretty fantastic. His changeup is still 55. I mean, he can't come back and pitch today, but he is 63 years old and like not bad.
Can't come back and pitch today.
We should unretire him. Nigel can sign him, bring him back to the Twins.
Absolutely.
Are those his current
I
ratings or
say
what they
do
were
it if
when he
Nigel
retired?
puts him into rotation.
Those were his those were his current ratings. So, he's actually like not like that bad right now. But
Not
Yeah.
playable, but it's just like it's
Thorpe.
not all one.
Thorpe, and then there was also on this
He's got
list.
better movement than some pitchers in the league.
True. There was Jorge Jimenez, who was not bad by any sort of means on that list too.
Yeah, I tried to trade for him so many times.
Oh yeah,
Hall
I
of
loved
Famer.
him so much. And then Angelo, obviously one of Mike's favorite
Why is
guys.
he not in the Hall of Fame? Or wait, no, never mind.
He goes up 2 years from now.
There's another
Sure.
one that's like him. that
Yeah,
played for
Angelo
LKC.
really should have been better.
He's not going to make it into the Hall, Angelo.
Because he died on my team. Go
Wait.
figure.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. He died, sure, but he still put up 136 ERA plus. Still damn good.
6.9 Ks per 9, not super dominant.
Okay, well nobody, not all of us focus only on Ks here.
And then
So
Long Dong.
unfortunately,
I only look at it as one factor, in terms of dominance there.
And then we had Long Dong on this list too. Obviously,
And Strasburg.
The best player on the
two-way player in the PSD.
Yeah, and then we have Strasburg too. Also fantastic, 61 WAR. So if Strasburg was an 87% induction, Angelo had 56 WAR and he had 61, and Angelo had a 135 ERA plus. Do you think that Strasburg should not be in the Hall of Fame, John?
I have to compare him against
but
who he was pitching in that era. You got to compare him against their contemporaries. So I'd have to see how did he stack up against.
But you didn't say that about Angelo. You can't. I mean, you're picking two separate arguments here. Anyways,
Angelo also played a good part of his career at Coors.
Yep, fair. Let's see. Who else wants to talk about something? Who else has a thought on their mind?
But I'll tell you, the only thing that might make Lamb end up better is the fact that Seti is wrecked and Lamb is an Iron Man. Lamb has missed one day in his entire career. But I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop, and yet the guy keeps pitching 240 freaking innings every year. So
You just jinxed yourself.
He got sick.
He had a fever.
Yep. Fever. 4 days.
How is he not extremely popular yet? Like, that's like, what is happening here? Like,
Is he a dick?
He's not good enough.
he's not good enough. I like that.
I agree, but I leader. Yeah.
Which is the only Cy Young thing. I don't know. If he wins the second one, he'll probably be extremely popular at that
Yeah,
point.
it just doesn't have
It
the
doesn't
accolades
take a
yet.
lot to be popular. Oh, I have no idea how it works.
All right,
People
real
who
quick.
win
So,
awards
so let me ask. I'm
get
gonna go
popular.
by one. Who do we think will be better over the course of their career? Seti or Lamb? I'm just gonna go one at a time. Bart,
Seti.
Spencer.
Oh, come on. Need to answer.
I already had it written in, by the way. I just have to ask. Nigel.
Ready?
Seti. John.
Lamb's my guy, and even I'm going to say Seti, because Lamb would have to win, another 6 Cy Youngs and strike out another 1,000 dudes or something?
I mean, it's doable though. That's the thing. Like, it's not.
I mean,
I wouldn't say it's out of the realm of possibility for him. He's an Iron
He
Man.
hasn't.
He's not
he
going to go
hasn't-
down. He's gonna accrue the cumulative stats. You know.
He has an outside chance, but that's a lot to make up. I mean, even
But
I'm
are we
saying,
really none of
I'm the
us
one that
gonna
said,
are really none of us gonna talk longevity here? Like I mean, think about this. Like, Seti could die tomorrow. Like, I mean, we looked at his.
Well, theoretically, so could
Look at
Lamb.
his injury history, though. He hasn't, he is basically 2 trips to the IL in the past, 6 years. And they were both only for a couple weeks. I know the tag is direct, but, the injury history isn't there to justify it.
yeah, I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop, but it never does.
Just because Lamb is an Iron Man doesn't mean that he won't fall off the table any day.
I mean, he may not fall off the table, but I'd put money on Seti falling off before Lamb does.
He's also
Oh,
3
yeah,
years
he's
old.
also older.
He also got 3 years.
Well, exactly. So I would think that Lamb is probably going to pitch. Well, again, we don't know who dies and who doesn't, so that's a tough question. But Seti, Will, what do you think?
I think even if Lamb played for another, even if Lamb played till he was 45, I think Seti has the better career.
Okay, so we all picked Seti. I did also, just for sake of transparency. Is there any player in the league right now that might have a better career than Seti? Welch, you think?
No.
No, because I don't think Welch is as good as Lamb, and I'm not picking Lamb to do it.
I agree with that.
I mean, let's compare real quick. Let's look at Welch versus Lamb last year.
Who's going to be the next pitcher in the NL that even remotely is going to remotely compare?
So
with
he
Welch?
beat him in Ks. Dropped
He's also
40 points
has
on
the
average.
pitcher in
Hold
the
on. He had a full 10 points on WHIP. 16 points on ERA plus. He walks a little bit more, but he's striking out more. And his home runs per 9 are lower. The FIP is lower. The FIP minus. is well,
But,
go
but
Lamb on
again,
that. But
he pitches to a pitcher in the lineup, an automatic out basically every 3 innings. Lamb pitches with the DA. So that's about half a run a game difference on average. So they're really close last.
And Welch also has no competition for the Cy Young in the NL.
Yeah, that is true.
true. So who has a better
He's got
career,
8 left to go till 10.
Welch or Seti?
Seti.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Welch.
Ooh.
If we want to talk other
That's
guys who have an outside chance of outwarring Seti, I think the best position player who could do it right now is probably Jose Silva.
Wait, hold on, Nigel, Welch or Seti?
Seti.
John.
Hey, I'm the one that said we should name the damn award after Seti.
No, it's we talked about this. Thorpe was better.
It would be Lewis Thorpe if we.
Seti's not in the conversation of best pitcher in the league by even a close margin.
He's also not done yet.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like, it's not close.
Not close.
Seti could put up 100 WAR in 20 years as a pitcher, and Thorpe was still better pitcher. Like, if Thorpe didn't die at 12 years in 98 WAR or whatever, he would have been the probably undisputed GOAT of all time baseball. Like, realistically, if he didn't die at 32.
Well, there you go.
Well, you got Koufax.
There's something to be said. That durability,
great.
like they say, what do they say? Like 75% of life is showing up. There's a lot to be said for being availability.
So if you give if Seti dies in basically 2 seasons or a season and a half, that's how much time Lewis Thorpe had in the league. Thorpe produced let's see. Seti already has more runs than Thorpe produced in more innings. Like, average was the same. BABIP was much higher for Thorpe. WHIP was the same. ERA plus was almost like 30 points higher. Like, come on. Like, it's not even. I don't know. It's not close. But what do you guys think? That's just one man's opinion. So
Thorpe's in a tier of his own relative to everyone else in the
look at all of the seasons. He had multiple seasons of 10 plus.
Thorpe win his Cy Youngs in 7 straight years, though?
He may have. Hold on. So 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027. And then MVPs in 2022 and 2025. So 12.5 WAR in that season and
wow.
11.6 in that season. I mean, he put up like 229 ERA plus in 1 year. Like,
how bad were the hitters then?
Right?
He was just so good. He was full light blue at the time.
Pitching was kind of dominant then, though.
Oh, for sure, but
yeah, he was still amazing and ahead of everyone else.
But yeah, like you said, ERA plus compares to the rest of the league at that time, so that's something you can do an apples to apples comparison on.
Well, WAR's kind of does too.
Well, everything is at that time of the league, pretty much. All right, boys, we're gonna wrap it up here. Any closing statements? Any call outs anybody want to make before we wrap this up? We're about the hour mark, so we're gonna get it all done.
Jeremy, I'm here. Please respond.
All right, call out from Will for Jeremy to respond, and then what else, guys? Anything else?
I think we're going to have maybe another 3-way dance like we had a few seasons back. Where there are 3-4 of us all vying for the number 1 spot. That was my mind, where it's going to be like me, Seattle, and the White Sox. And at that point, if it's going to be that close, I'll pick myself. But could be any one of the 3 of us winning that division.
Yeah, that is possible.
7 of the 8 teams in that division can get to the wild card.
Yeah, win 90 plus.
I believe I may have the best defensive infield ever coming into this season.
I think you do.
Nobody's going to debate you on that.
Rapton, Leonani, and Griffin. I think we may set some records with that.
Who do you got at third?
Griffin. I just traded for him from Milwaukee. I mean, he's not insane, but he is.
Yeah, he's a spark plug
Keyword.
contactor. He's gonna be fun with lefty too.
Yeah.
He'll play every day.
Yep.
I think my defensive infield might rival that. I think it's close.
No way.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Peora is in a league of his
It's
own.
closer than y'all think.
Jorge is good, but 71 ranged isn't
Jorge's
anywhere
gone
near
down.
Peora.
I feel
He
like
should not be playing
he's
shortstop
that
in
man at-
71 range.
Third.
Meadows is cool though.
Wow.
Rapton's still better.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, Rapton's still probably better though. Esteban is maybe where you have the advantage in first base defense, but really how
And I
much
got
does that
that. I
matter?
got
You know.
DeWitt from you as well.
He's playing
First
third.
base
He
defense.
doesn't mean shit.
I have Robbie White taking over first base this season. He doesn't have experience there, but his pure.
Oh, he'll learn
defensive-
quick though.
Let me tell
Yeah,
you,
don't
you
worry
say
about it.
first base doesn't mean shit, but I remember watching the Yankees, and they had Mattingly for a long time, and then just who they used to parade out after that, and the difference between the guys they had right before Teixeira and then when they got Mark Teixeira, they're like, oh wow, the infield defense suddenly looks so much better.
That's
It's
real life.
underrated.
This is Microsoft Excel.
Yeah, but nobody touches the ball more on the field,
Also with White,
Outside of
he
catcher,
is,
really.
White's also 6'4", so that plays well at first.
Man,
Oh yeah, true.
But
Yeah.
he throws righty. Like,
doesn't matter.
I mean, as a okay. I don't know. A lot of people from around here have always like not. I don't know.
I was a right-handed first baseman.
It's kind of like meh though. Like that's
I
not what
don't
you want.
I don't think the game cares about that. I know the game cares about height at first base.
The game does care about throwing arm or how do you say it? Throwing right or left in different positions. It definitely does.
Well,
And
yeah,
I'll tell you
it's
guys a
not-
little secret. I don't think I've ever said this before to anybody, like in the league, and I don't think I've written it down. But so when I was creating Long Dong, I wanted to make him a shortstop instead of a first baseman, but I wanted to make sure that he threw lefty for
Can't do
whatever
that.
reason. And as a shortstop, you can't throw lefty and play
Well-
shortstop. But realistic, and also
You'd be
the
bad.
game doesn't allow it. It does not allow you
Yeah.
to set a position rating for like player experience if they throw as a lefty. So he ended up. Let me see real quick what I ended up. I think he ended up still throwing lefty and just playing first base. Oh yeah, because I wanted him to be a lefty starting pitcher, and so I couldn't have him be a lefty starting pitcher and a left-handed shortstop.
Yeah.
So I originally had planned for him to be more OP than what he was.
Does the game allow you to have left-handed catchers? Because they are extremely rare. But
Yeah, that is also rare. I don't
Can we
think
talk
so.
about teams trading away Long Dong always won?
Wait,
We're
what?
wrapping it up.
Those that won the trades.
Who won the trade?
All right, so when you traded Long Dong to me, you won that trade by a lot. And when I traded Dong to Oakland, I won that trade by a lot. Because all four of the guys I got from Oakland are all going to be on my team at some point this upcoming season.
Shit. Damn. Interesting. Oh, Long Dong. Okay, does anybody else have anything they want to say before we wrap up?
I'm gonna win the AL West
Everybody
and
that's
the World
listening,
Series.
believe in KC.
No. You're getting shut down.
That is incorrect.
You're not even making the playoffs. You're not even sniffing the playoffs.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Burn.
I mean,
You can etch that in stone too.
you do only have two players in the top 10, and they're not really close to anywhere near like the best players in the league. So he
Yeah,
may
that's
have.
that's a lot of red and orange on that screen.
And that's just the color, so what?
That's fair. You're still not sniffing the playoffs though.
I
You'll be
once
lucky
again,
You'll be lucky if you
Once-
go 500.
what's 72 plus 13? It's not playoffs. That's what it is.
Jeff Holt, top 5 pitcher in the league next year. Book it.
No, he's not.
Y'all
Stop saying
sweet.
that.
Top 55 maybe.
I was gonna say, has he ever been a top 5 pitcher ever in his career? Maybe once. with Portland in 2056, and that was it. All right, we are going to be wrapping this thing up. Thank you for listening / watching to episode 9. Have a good night.